there are a couple reasons that you should really consider when you start thinking about shifting from corporate to freelance. And the first thing is your skills and experience, like two things in one. Skills can be any tools you know, like what exactly you do daily on a corporate basis, just list them down and that will your skill basket. Second is experience. You can list the same list with what you do mainly, what is your activity, what is your responsibility, like attending meetings, making notes, have some team coordination, doing PowerPoint presentation, Word docs, spreadsheet, just list all experience that you have from your career away. Or if you, let's say, don't have any career experience right now, but still think about starting freelance, just list all that you already did in digital world, like run your own TikTok, that's fine, or make some reels on your own Instagram, that's fine as well, make YouTube shorts, or you can film like pets, cars, outside, friends, and that's kind of list of your experience as well. So one point is skills, the second point is experience. The third point is very important, is about level of your English. Let's say if you're a native speaker, that's fine. If you cannot communicate, you should be very clear of what is your level and put it down, because if you want to build a successful freelance career, if you want to work with clients from United States, United Kingdom, Canada, English will be your important tool. So you will not be able to build successful career and build a valued team member if you cannot communicate in English. Just keep that in mind. And the fourth thing is your life priorities. And saying life priorities, I want to talk about time and age. For those who do not know me, I'm Olina Stepura. I'm freelancer coach. I help people shifting from corporate to freelance and start their freelance career, or also I work with people who do not have any corporate experience but do want to go to the digital world and become freelancers. And today I want to share the most important life lesson that helped me personally to make that shift at 35 years. So it was like 7 years ago. I had a very successful corporate career, and then I shifted from that to fully unknown way, to fully unknown path, like freelancing, with no experience, with no digital skills, with no tech tools. I didn't know anything about freelancing, about work, about this shifting process. I just realized that it's time for me to make that shift. And I'm going to show you exactly what helped me. You can try on your end. If you feel that like it goes extra too much, that's okay. But I'm pretty sure this idea will be in your mind and you'll get back to that in a while. So the thing that we need for that is like this cool tool that I will be calling centimeter. Okay? And what exactly I did 7 years ago? I make the following. So I was at 35 years when I started thinking about shifting to freelance. I already had a career, I already had like family, I already have been working in the office over 10 years, so I was very confident, and that was my starting point. Like, okay, what is your current age? And I was at 35. So let's imagine that our life from our birth and to 35. And what I did, I just took scissors and I just cut. So yeah, we cut that. Okay, that life was already in the past for me. My starting point was 35. And then I was thinking, okay, what is predictable active life period that I plan to live? Like plan to travel, to be active on social, to teach people, to communicate, to be valued. like, what is the predictable age for me to do that? And really, I know if you can see on these numbers, I was thinking about like 85 years. I know why. That was my decision on that. So what I did, I made again these, took scissors and cut exactly at 85 years. Okay. So that kind of the piece of active life that was from me when I was 35 till the end. And then I started looking at that. Okay, how many years from that 35 I could spend working in the office? If I spend 10 more, I will be 45. If I spend 20, I will be 55. And if I'll be 30, I will be 65. And 65, it's like the average age of retirement in our country. So I made next step. I put that when I plan, like when it's general people go retire, okay? And I just cut it as well, like that. So I had only like from 35 to 65. That was my starting point 8 years ago, okay? And looking at that, I started thinking, okay, how many years of that very short like extract, and remember how it was long at the beginning, but now it come a bit shorter, how many years am I ready to spend working in the office? How many years I want to write someone else's story, to go to my corporate job, to attend meetings, to participate in projects that can be, forgotten in a couple of days or weeks. And I really understood that I have so much to be done in that life. So I don't want to go to this schedule daily for my next like 30 years. And frankly, I don't remember that I have like seen any of my colleagues being them at the age of 60. Really, 60. I didn't see my colleagues in 60. I remember my colleagues in 50s, 55, 60, but I don't remember colleagues that were older. So that was my extract. And then I started thinking, okay, I already had spent 10 years working as a corporate and I didn't work for myself. I have not so many years in order to spend my the most active period of life where I can travel, I can do workout, I can spend time with my kid that was growing up and with my dog. And I decided that, okay, I need to make some changes right now in order not to live the next 10 years the way I lived before. And when I was looking on that extract, I did not do any activity from the beginning, really, but I saved, I put that like that, okay, and I put into my wallet just to keep, because for the first time this lesson, it didn't teach me anything. But in a year, when I was having my birthday, I accidentally found that extract in my wallet, so I picked them up and I realized that I was not 35 any longer and I was 36. So I had to cut another year like that. And now I was 36 and my extract became shorter. And that was the turning point to me. So from that time, I really realized that time is coming and time is flying. And if you do not make any changes, you will not have a different future. You will not make that career change. You will not take this journey. You will not learn that thinks you will not talk to that person if you do not make changes. And when I caught that 1 year without any changes, I was just thinking about freelancing, but I did not do anything. I decided, okay, I just don't want to cut the rest of these years with no output, with no changes, with no results. So that was my second great discovery and starting point. Starting from 36, I finished project management courses. Of course, that was the only specialty that I could think about being without technical skills or digital knowledge. Then on my 36, I quit my corporate job, being a top successful corporate woman. I quitted my job. I was searching for first freelance contract like for 4 months. I was constantly learning. And when the time came for me to cut another year, I already was registered on Upwork platform. I had a first contract. I submitted myself a PMP certification, and my future changed significantly from the same office and corporate walls and writing someone's story to next steps that really started after I realized that life, active life, like work life, corporate life, social life, active life is pretty much predictable when you just think about our life with this concept. So that's kind of theory, guys. I just want you to think about time and age when you still go to your corporate job or when you start thinking about shifting to freelance. Freelance is freedom, flexibility. It has so much more benefits comparing to corporate. It isn't stable, it isn't predictable, and really you will not have to, blame anybody when you start doing your freelance, because you will be the only one who is responsible for everything. But that way is absolutely worth it. Work hard, learn much, and in a year or two, commitment and persistent work, you will get the result you want. You will be able to work from any piece of world. You will be able to do what you want. You will be able to work with only those projects and clients that you really like. So I enjoy the time with you today. Take and just make that experiment, whatever you like it or not, and you will see what thoughts you will be having after you doing that, and share them in the comments. I will be very, very much happy to hear that. And before you go, for those who are really considering shifting from corporate to freelance and you don't have any technical experience, you don't have any deep knowledge of skills or tools, you work, let's say, like project manager or accountant, or it's like the office assistant. For those who do not have any technical experience and skills, but still want to go and start freelance career and journey, I invite you to my course, Escape 9 to 5 from corporate to freelance and land your successful client. That's the course where I put all my experience, all my efforts, all my mistakes and fears in order to help you to make that first step and to get that transition from corporate job to freelance. So I will put the link to that course in the description, and I can't wait to see you there. Bye for now.